and welcome back to the Prism Podcast. My name is Sydney Lish, but you can call me Sid. After 5 years of mentoring thousands of people as a wellness entrepreneur, I figured it was time to create a one-stop shop for you to find all things business advice, health and wellness, success principles, creating legacy income, tangible tips, motivation, and more. The Prism Podcast captures a full spectrum of all the information you need to actualize your excellence. So let's go. Okay, you guys, welcome back to the Prism Podcast. So excited to have you here. And today, I was really excited. I was sitting, I was like, what do I want to talk about today? What is the message today? And I was thinking, I had a memory come up a few days ago, and I just pulled up the Instagram post. It was 104 weeks ago. I think it was right as the pandemic was starting. I think it was like the very first day, or maybe the second day of the pandemic starting, and when we got, put into lockdown. And I had this post come up and I was like, that is the message today. So what we're going to be talking about today is one of my favorite practices to do. And if you guys don't know the book by T. Harv Eker, Secrets of the Millionaire Mind, it's a book that I read in the beginning of my network marketing and entrepreneurial journey. It was the number one recommended book from like any leader in the company at the time. And this book is all about your money blueprint and your mindset around money and where your cap is, why your cap is there. And one of my favorite practices in the book that T. Harv Eker has you do when you read the book is he says, I don't have the exact language with me, so I'm just going to pull it out of my head. I read this book every single year. I actually just finished it a few weeks ago, probably for the 12th time. Mine's ripped up everywhere. Everything's highlighted or underlined. Like, it has been beaten down, this book. And I've gotten so much knowledge from it, but it's great to plug into every single year. I highly recommend it. And he asks, as one of the activities to do, it's like a practical application thing, is to go to both of your parents. And if you ever wonder why you have money today and it's gone tomorrow, or you are diligently saving 10%, or you are really great at getting to a certain level of money, but you just can't break through that barrier of like, $130,000 a year, or maybe for you it's $60,000 a year, or whatever it may be. If you ever have questions as to like, but why? Why is this my experience of money? Your relationship with money is a fluid relationship. It's just like the relationship you have with yourself. It's actually a great reflection of the relationship that you have with yourself. And when you look at your relationship with money, it's an organism. It's a living, breathing organism. It is a relationship. And so if you can start to look at it like that, you can start to build and change the relationship you have with money. And that's a lot of what this book talks about. And if you think I'm woo-woo right now, I mean, maybe that's the reason that you're not having the financial results you want. I'm just saying. Okay, so this book is amazing, but the activity he has you do, along with many, many others, is to ask both of your parents for their top 3 tips around money, or their top 3 philosophies or beliefs. And again, 104 weeks ago, right at the beginning of the pandemic, I read this and I'm committed to doing these activities when I read this book. And so I texted my dad, and I texted my mom, but I texted my dad because my dad is he is my favorite man on the entire planet. I love him so much. We have an amazing relationship, and he is so wise and so kind. And so I texted him and I said, hey dad, like, this is so random, but what are your 3 main philosophies around money? And I asked him this question, and I got this beautiful, beautiful text back from him. And it really helped me to understand where a lot of the philosophies around my money came into play and where my discipline around money came into play. And he said, I'm going to read this to you guys just so you can get a little bit of like inspiration to maybe ask your parents. So he said, number 1, and I just copy and pasted this. This is not edited, nothing. It was just pure art to me. He said, number 1, when you make money, pay yourself first. Save some for the future. Save some for savings account. Do this consistently on a percentage basis so you will learn to live on what you have left and build your wealth. Oh, I could cry. That's so beautiful. Number 2, Believe that successful people see money differently. Most people make it and believe it is for spending. Successful people put their money to work for them, making more money. Remember the saying, the easiest money you will ever make is the money your money makes for you. And number 3, don't get obsessed with savings that you can't enjoy your life. By the time you die, this is so great. I haven't read this in years. By the time you die, you will have so many memories of the thing. You will have many memories of the things you did in your life. The money you will have will not provide anything for you at that time. It is always a balancing act between enjoying life now and planning for the future. Whew, I am getting emotional reading that. And I wanted to share those because I just don't think it could be summed up any better, philosophies around money. And really those are so well thought out. But the thing I want to invite you guys to do, that getting that text from my father was so special to me. I saved it. I have it saved. Obviously, this was years ago and it's still able to be pulled up pretty easily. Ask your parents this and then analyze, okay, which parent am I more like? Where did my money blueprint come from? How much money am I making? Okay, did my parents make more than that ever? Can I expand my capacity to earn more money? Do I spend because my mom, I always saw her getting money and spending it because she always said money doesn't grow on trees? Do I think rich people are bad, so I don't want to be rich because my parents always used to say, oh, rich people, are evil? Or do you have these kinds of philosophies? I know that I had a great example through my dad, who was just clearly he's so intelligent with the way he manages and thinks about his relationship to money, which I know is passed on from his father as well. And so I want you guys to this is a little challenge, a little homework for you. Text both of your parents and just get the lowdown and take into account and know that this relationship that you have can change. But it'll help you understand maybe some deep programming and belief systems you have that you've borrowed. They're borrowed belief systems. They don't have to be your belief systems. You can change these belief systems if they don't serve you. So I really recommend reading the book, T. Harv Eker's Secrets of the Millionaire Mind. And again, reading that book every year just really helps me get straight again with where am I going with my money mindset? Where is my relationship to money? What stories am I telling myself about money that are and are not serving me? And whenever I read this book, I swear my net worth grows just from being tuned in to the wisdom of this book. So again, that is my invitation to all of you guys this week, is to do this activity because it'll bring so much light and awareness. And if you don't take time to prioritize the relationship and stories you're telling yourself about money, your money is never going to grow. It might accidentally grow. It might grow, but then you're going to find a way to lose it. You're going to find a way to lose it. The universe works that way. Whatever your container is, you cannot make more money than how big your container is. So you've got to grow your container. You've got to grow the size of you. And as you grow the size of you, the problems become less and less. He talks in the book about how if you are a 5 out of 10, as far as the bigness of your person. So if you're a 5 out of 10, a problem that's an 8 is going to feel really big. But if you're a 10 level person and you get an 8 size problem, it feels a little bit easier. So you've got to grow yourself to be able to take on more, right? And that's the whole philosophy. So a good way to start, you guys, is this activity. Ask your parents, both of your parents, if you're blessed enough to have both of your parents around, ask both of them and take the time to do this while you can, right? Ask them like, hey, what are your 3 top beliefs around money? I'm just doing a little personal project. And get clear, journal, create a new story around money if you're not happy with some of those things, and tell them to yourselves every single day. This is one of my favorite activities. I just absolutely love doing this every couple years, and reading back those messages from my parents are just so special. So I highly recommend doing this activity. It was really fun for me, and to look back on this was really, really cool and really special. So again, you can only grow to the extent in an income that you grow yourself. And it all starts with awareness, and it all starts with the awareness of the stories we've been told from our parents or grandparents or aunts and uncles from a very young age. So I hope you guys liked this episode. I will see you in the next one. And thank you so much for listening. I'll talk to you later. Bye. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Prism podcast episode this week. It means so much that you got to the end of this episode. I want to acknowledge you for tuning in to grow yourself every single week. So if you loved this episode, leave a rating and a review. Please subscribe so that I know that you're loving this content, and I will see you next week. Welcome back to the hello and welcome